Morning, Eric.
Good morning, Wendy.
Thank you for being with me here today.
You're most welcome.
I'm really excited. Always a pleasure to learn from you because you're like an encyclopedia of real estate.
Thank you.
So today I want to share with my viewers who are real estate entrepreneurs, are looking to do this as a business long term, and are looking to get better results. So maybe they've been in the business 3 to 5 years and they're looking to unlock the next level. And I believe unlocking the next level, it needs professionalism.
It does.
It does. A lot of professionalism. So what is it that really makes the successful real estate agents that successful, and the ones in the middle, they're just in the middle, and the ones at the bottom stay at the bottom? What is the differentiating factor among those three?
Well, I would say there are two types of agents, as you've alluded. One is unique and one is typical. And typical, not in a bad way. It means that the person goes into business in the same fashion as anyone else will go into business. In a fashion that is generally what people think. Exactly. But the one who becomes successful is the one who goes into business with an entrepreneur's mind. Which is what? They are looking at, they go into business and work on leveraging themselves, or rather freeing themselves from the work from their work, from some of the things that they're not good at, so that someone else can do it. Who go into business, Kiyosaki has inspired many business people who go out into business with an exit in mind. A retirement plan, you might call it, or going to business with thinking of the way they can the end in mind such a way that their business can work for them. Well, they can get more time in their hands. So those people have more success, better success than the ones who just go into business just to do business. That's what I mean by typical, and don't say that in an offensive way, but that's what it is really. Because being a real estate agent can be very rat race like. Because you have no working hours. Your weekends are your busiest. Your holidays are your busiest. So you can end up finding that you're just working without actually building your business. So what are the things someone can do to build their business, to go from being that typical agent to now a unique professional agent who makes money and has time? Because making money also is a whole other is a whole other thing. I would say you need to go into business with you need to think of business in terms of phases. Your business has to have phases. You need to graduate it. To graduate from your start point up to what you want to be, the end. So now I recommend a book called E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, so for our listeners, so that they can support what I'm saying. They can find some reference points from what I'm saying. So the principles are, there's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Phase 1 is a consistent phase, phase 2 is the efficient phase, phase 3 is a proficient phase. Now, phase 1 is about confidence, is about beliefs, really. So, think of a bit of beliefs. Phase 1 really will challenge you to change your belief systems. So, how you
from think. What to what?
From thinking like a typical person. Again, there goes the word. Like a typical person to an entrepreneur. To an entrepreneur. And so, what that stage does for you is that it helps you to start working towards what the principles that make business work, and those principles are what will help them to either adopt systems or create systems that now run the business. Because everything, think of a restaurant, a fast food restaurant that has been a franchise.
Like KFC.
They have systems that guide how their business work, How long
across the world?
Across the world. How, you see, if there's no predictability, then how will you know whether you'll make money or not? How will you know whether your business will be good tomorrow or not? So you need predictability. You need to create, it's an art and science, so to say. So you need to create those systems, or you need to adopt those systems. So for those who are in a franchise model, they need to adopt those systems. For those who are not, they need to create those systems. So phase one helps you to change your belief and understand, because you see, we are scripted. You go into, an estate agent will go into business and go and do things the way they have been taught. But taught by who?
They're just guessing.
They're just guessing. I mean, no one taught them how to do real estate. No one taught them how to do business. They are probably been raised up in a home where they've been told, go to school, get good grades, and get a job. So when they go to do business, or when they go into real estate, they go to do a job. So this conversation is ideal
without any guidance.
Without any guidance.
Yeah. Which is risky, right? Because you can imagine, like KFC franchise, before they give you that franchise,
yes,
they've trained you,
yes,
they have a manual,
yes,
and then they give you the franchise.
Yes.
So to imagine you're going to build such a big business without any guidelines, without any mentors, without any, it's a gamble.
I mean, to imagine that you're going to build a KFC, not even buy the franchise. That's much easier than what they went through to build their franchise. That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
So how do you get from zero, the agent who's zero, to consistent, first of all? Because there are people who are below consistent.
Oh, thank you. That's a very good
they're maybe 2-3 months in the business.
Yeah.
They're sort of just trying the waters. And they want to get at least to consistent phase. Yes. So from zero to at least consistent, what do you do first to come to consistent?
Okay. So first of all, they need to choose their career. They need to choose what they want to become. Do they want to become employed or self-employed? Not
at that early stage.
At that early stage. We're talking about now. Before even you've started.
Let's say that's the average person where they're starting.
They're starting. There are some who are employed and they realize I have a passion for business. I want to be self-employed. And not because they don't like their boss, but because they have a passion. See, there's a difference. Because probably 80% of the business of agents are not meant to go into business.
That's high.
It's high.
They're not meant to because of their temperament or their environment or
because
competition.
They're not passionate about it.
They're not passionate about it.
They're not, yes.
80%.
Likely. The likelihood is about 80% of people. Actually, the statistics I have are from abroad. Every year, 80% of people who went to school to do real estate are dropping out of real estate in their first year of doing real estate. So I'm sure Kenya would
be higher.
It would be that kind of thing.
Because our market is not even regulated.
Yes. There are people going to school right now, but probably they're going to real estate because they're told by their parents to go into real estate. So you have to really be passionate about it. Anything you want to do successfully in life, you need to be passionate about it. That's why you begin.
So if someone is at zero, let them first establish if they're passionate about this, first and foremost.
They need to see themselves 15 years down the line and beyond.
If you're passionate, then you proceed. If you're not, you stop at that stage.
You stop at that stage.
So passion, and then what else?
So from that, once they've identified, I want to be in real estate, not as an employee, but as self-employed, they may decide to go for employment first, to get some experience. They may decide to start out from scratch and learn in the field.
On the job.
On the job.
The hard way.
The hard way. Yeah.
Okay, so now you have a foot in the door.
Yes.
You're at consistent phase.
Yes.
What's the next stage after consistent?
So I'll say that consistent stage, when they have put their foot in the door, is a stage where now they need to build confidence. But you can't build confidence without knowledge. You need to learn. So they need to learn. So we are still at a consistent space. They need to learn, build knowledge. When you build knowledge, it gives you confidence. Okay? And then their commitment to be tested. They may go a couple of months without proper income. So
even a year.
Even a year. Many people actually go for a year.
Okay.
a year
And people
plus
don't know
before,
that.
a year plus before you make anything.
And actually,
income.
it's expected, right?
It is expected. No one makes.
Especially on the sale end of the business, because you might get a few rentals here and there.
Even the rental
But a
guys,
sale is tough.
even the rental guys hardly will
They are
you meet
struggling.
an estate agent who the first year they did not struggle. Yeah, I haven't met any. Have you met one?
Myself.
Oh yes, you're the one.
But
few exceptions.
only because I'd been a salesperson for at least 6 years.
They're
So I'd really,
on the skills.
so for 6 years I'd been a sales and a direct salesperson, like
Yes.
someone whose job is
Yes.
to convince the client to buy, and
Yes.
you need to buy now, and the results need to show now.
And
So that's the only reason I was.
I totally agree. There are exceptions. I met someone called Q in the US February this year. He did 100 million his first year, but he was a salesperson where he was.
And also my partner had been in Villa Care for 4 years.
Yeah.
So I guess I was also leveraging on, and she was very knowledgeable, very alert, knew all the processes, systems.
Yeah.
So I think I piggybacked on her 4 years, and it sort of gave me that.
I totally agree. So in fact, let me talk by my words. I remember I met Q February this year. That guy, the first year, 18 months, he had made over 100 million.
USD.
Kenya shillings, so 1 million USD. So yeah, it is possible. It is possible, but there has to be a background of of something you've done that will help you to become good in real estate. So it's okay. Even if you're new into real estate, you need to have some background of how to do business.
Preferably in sales.
Rich Dad told Kiyosaki, you can never become a businessman if you don't know how to sell. So any serious businessman, they know how to sell. Any legit businessman, they really know how to sell. They can sell you anything. If you think about it, they can sell.
Yeah.
Whatever they are doing, they can sell that product to.
They're convincing. They
Yes.
have that convincing power,
Convincing
confidence.
or systems or, So from there you need to move to the efficient stage. And that is about systems. So now, this is a stage where you need to learn how to do things in a systematic way. So you create systems. For example, in our field, where do you start from? You start from prospecting, meaning you go looking for leads, and then it ends up in a closed sale. That is a system. You can think of it as a conveyor belt, but it's usually not like a conveyor belt. It's not one thing after the other. The one thing follows the other. At times, things don't go well.
Most times.
Yes.
No, you're actually the person who taught me that a prospect and lead are not the same thing.
They're not.
I was always using them interchangeably.
No. Yes, a lead is not necessarily a prospect. A prospect is a qualified lead.
Yeah.
So, but what do you do with the lead that you got and who didn't become prospects?
Refer them to somebody else.
You can refer them to somebody. You can key them into your database and continue.
Or upsell them and tell them this won't work for you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
however,
Yes.
this other thing
Yes.
might.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
So step 1 is consistent, passion builds that.
Yes.
Step 2 is efficient, systems build that.
Yes.
On average, how long would it take you to go from consistent phase to efficient phase?
Wow. It took me, I think, 5 years.
5 years?
But I didn't have the systems. So I was trying to create them.
Yeah.
It can take you, again, it depends on the person. You see, you left sales, joined real estate, and in the first year, you made profit. You were successful, and you made some good money. So it depends on the person. But a person whose belief systems can easily change to the right belief systems will will complete that phase faster than a person who it's hard to change their belief system. They are just stuck to a certain way of doing things. It will take them longer. It can take forever. They may not even get out of that stage. It's a reality. Ever.
That's scary.
So I would say even a year
is enough.
It's enough.
If you're focused.
It depends.
It depends.
Yes. It depends with where you are as an agent. So an agent who's totally new may take 1 to 3 years. Really 1 to 3 years.
Reasonably.
An agent who's come from school may take longer. But nothing will limit. It's all in their mind.
So that can change depending on a number of factors.
Yes.
So after consistent, efficient, then proficient.
Yes.
Where all the money is, I presume.
Yes, it is. It is.
What does it take to be a proficient agent? Which is what I'm hoping all my agents who are watching today, that in 5 to 10 years, we are all proficient.
Okay.
And we are creating real businesses that can work with or without us, can grow over time, and can make money.
Okay, so I'll tell you two things.
Yeah.
It depends on how you start, and proficient stage is about people. So those two things. Now let's begin. What is really the proficient stage? The proficient stage is a stage where it's about people. Meaning, you leverage. You need to find people that you can pass on whatever you've learned, and so they can do what you've been doing.
So there's no getting to proficient without a team. That is
without
a team.
No, you can't.
There's no solo.
It's not a solo.
It's not a solo journey.
It's not a solo journey. You've ever heard of OPT, other people's time?
Yeah.
I would like to say, to look at it differently. Instead of other people's time, look at it as empowering people to do the things you've been doing, so that they can grow, and so that you can also grow. That's what it takes for you to be at the for you to be considered as a proficient agent. Of course, the other things other than empowering them, you need to have learned in earlier stages things concerning money, vital activities, all those things.
What are vital activities?
Vital activities are the things that are, you know about the parental principle, 80-20 rule.
Yeah.
The 20% that makes 80% of your business success work. The 20% that produces 80% of your business. Those are the vital activities. In a simple way. So
like if you were to pick 4 vital activities that a proficient agent does month in, month out, year in, year out, what are they? 4 vital ones.
Lead generation. Now we know what leads are now. Lead conversion, meaning you get a lead but you convert them. Client care, and personal development.
Those four.
Personal development is a superior of them all. Personal development is about transforming how you think. It's about your belief system. It's about improving what you do. It's about becoming a master. So that personal development will help you with that. We are constantly growing. The moment you stop growing, you start going backwards. So PD helps you with that. Anything that tries to overtake PD will always go back to where the PD level is. The PD is your thermostat. Yeah. You can never earn money beyond how your brain thinks today. You've seen agents ever. You've seen agents who've made a lot of money, and then they went back to who they were in their mind. Or athletes. Think of someone who has a high-paying job, but they have not changed their thinking system. When they lose their job, where do they go to? Back to who they
zero.
Yeah, they can easily go to zero. Think about what we know as sports people, soccer runners, who have lost all that fortune. Why did they lose it all? They did not have the million mindset in them. So you had people say you can take away $1 million shillings or $1 million shillings from a millionaire, but as long as they have the millionaire's mindset, you can never take the millionaire out of them. They will make that million.
They'll make it again.
They'll make it again. So that's what they lack. Yeah. So that's why personal development is continuous. You have to re-script yourself.
Continuously.
Continuously. You never stop. Think of it this way. The richest people in the world read, is it a book a week or less than a week?
Imagine.
They do. Go online, you'll see.
Because even like Warren Buffett, he spends 80% of his day reading. It's reading newspapers, reading books. That's a lot of reading.
That's a lot of reading. A lot of reading.
A lot of
reading.
They
do seminars, they do conferences. And there we are thinking, why do I need a conference? Why do I need a training? Why do I need a seminar? They are going, you are not.
The richest man is still learning.
He's still learning.
And still developing himself.
Still learning.
Wow.
Yeah. So Second thing is, how you start matters. Because if you start from a typical point of view, you'll end up as a typical entrepreneur. You will not end up as an entrepreneur who is unique. Okay, so you need to distinguish yourself from typical and unique. You need to be a unique person. So how you start matters. So today, if you're starting, or if you're not starting, whatever you are, and decide I want to be a unique entrepreneur, not a typical entrepreneur, you start by saying I want to build myself up in the first phase and be a consistent agent who has consistent results, who's confident, who's committed, and then say I want then to go to the next step and build systems where I'll become efficient, I'll build endurance, and then I want to move to the proficient stage where I will be develop people. You have to see that picture today for you to get there. You see, we've learned that if you put the dream, a picture, if you paint it, if you write it, you put it somewhere, you're likely to meet that goal than if you don't. So many of us will go into life without those pictures. It's important that you print it or you write it and pin it on the wall. Or nowadays there are apps that you can use, vision boards, and those apps can help you to have those things in your devices. Those devices are very destructive, but you can have them there in your laptop and your phone, and then just the pictures are things you need to look at regularly, not a new year, regularly.
Daily or weekly, or
it's recommended at least once a week.
Once a week, just to see that you're on the right.
Look at the picture, dream it, look at the dream again, and see yourself getting there. So it's how you start matters. So if you start off without thinking of where you want to end, you will not get in there anyway. Yeah. So if a captain think of a ship. If you put the captain on the ship and give it a direction, it's likely to get where it's going. But if you don't put that captain on the ship and just switch it on the engine, leave it, will it even leave the port? No. So you have to have
a clear end in mind.
Clear end in mind and how it looks like. So those are the two things that require you to be at the proficient stage.
Wow, very interesting. So at Lico, so tell us a little bit about Lico, because that is the core of what you do at Lico.
Yes.
Helping real estate agents really build a business, a profitable business out of this.
Yes.
So what is your process at Lico, and how do you do it at Lico that helps agents go from zero to proficient? Because your agents are superstars.
Thank you.
They really are.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about the magic behind it.
I wouldn't say there's a magic. There's no magic pill. It is hard work. So I look for agents who are committed. Agents who have chosen a certain path, the end. I clarify it before they come on board, because the truth is, I've met people and they realize actually real estate is not meant for me. You know,
because it's hard. If you've not joined real estate, please know it's hard. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, we see, when people hear you in real estate, like, wow, you're in real estate, because what they're seeing is a building. They're not seeing the process.
And the deals. They're seeing you're doing a 50 million house, 60 million. It looks glamorous.
It looks glamorous, but they don't know there is hard work behind it. So,
and it's ugly.
And it's ugly.
Yeah, the making of a deal is ugly.
And it can be boring.
It's boring, it's ugly. Because when I was new in real estate, I used to think that doing big deals are exciting.
Yes.
Okay, of course it's exciting, but the excitement is such a small part.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really, it's really by the time you get to the end of the deal, it's...
Yeah, so if you don't have, can you imagine if you don't have passion? You'll drop out.
You will.
So that's what we do. That's how we begin. We first help you to identify when you are talking to prospects, we have to find out whether they really want, sometimes they don't know it. So especially for the new ones. And I recommend, before you join a brokerage or a real estate company where you want to go in as an entrepreneur, test it out first for 6 months and see whether you really cut out for it. And whether that's what you're passionate about. So what we do with our agents,
passion is key.
Is key. Passion is key.
There's no shortcut.
There's no shortcut. Some say, but I need the money. But why don't you? It'd be better if you make money in areas you're passionate about. Yeah. So instead of taking your passion into real estate where you're not passionate about real estate, just take your passion to somewhere you're passionate about. So just take your passion to somewhere, a different place, and you'll make money. It'll be easy.
How did you discover your passion for real estate yourself?
I think when I think about it, I was inspired by my parents, and it must be subconscious because they entered into real estate, and we are four in the family, and every one of us had a house that was paying rent for their school fees. So, but then as I read books and started dreaming and writing in where I want to end up in 2004 is when I realized, oh, this is a place I desire to be. So I was fasting and praying in that season, and I feel like that is one of the things that God dropped into my spirit. This is where I need to be. Honestly, I do. Yeah. So, and then in the process, as I wrote all that, now I started walking the journey. I didn't start in 2004, but I started the journey, and I entered into real estate in 2009. Yeah.
Just prepping slowly.
I was doing other things, but then that's where I ended up, and I was passionate about it. Yeah.
Because of your parents and your background.
My parents, my background, those are and God.
And God, most importantly.
Yeah, because I remember asking God, is this the direction I should take?
For me.
Is this the direction?
Just contemplating.
Yes. So I really battled with it, talked to him about it, told him I don't want to do anything that is not in line with my purpose, because if it's not in line with my purpose, then I've wasted. And then, I found myself in those 2004 advising my parents on real estate matters. That's really helped them to build good wealth. So I was like, this is interesting, but I didn't start. I didn't start then. So they implemented the ideas I gave them, and it worked well for them. Yeah.
So at Lico, you start by building the passion.
Yes. No, actually finding the passion.
Finding the passion.
When you find it, now you help them to rescript. As bad as it may sound, you help them with their belief systems. So we do that through training, we do that through coaching, we do that through mentorship. We have coaching is a component of accountability. We do that through masterminds. You've attended some of our mastermind sessions. What do you think of them?